AI have undoubtedly reduced how many people are required to create content.
So this is something which I tend to disagree. 3 years back, Netflix quality was the Netflix quality. Today, every YouTuber is expected to have that quality. Should I use this tool or not? Should I spend this tool or not? Do they have a paid plan or not? If not, don't waste your time. A single creative person in your team can be an entire agency level of work.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today I have with me Mr. Rupak Shah. Rupak Shah is the founder of Evanta, which is a company helping businesses scale their marketing efforts through AI content. So, hi Rupak.
Hi. So, thank you for inviting me out here to share my views on how AI can help business owners to, what do you say, increase or get better results from content.
Sure. So, Rupak, how does this journey start? कहाँ से शुरू करा आपने? आपके बैकग्राउंड के बारे में थोड़ा बताइए.
So it's a quite a, I won't say big background, but a quite a diverse background. So I completed, so कैसे हो जाता है, आप 12वीं में अगर साइंस 10वीं में अच्छे मार्क्स करते हो तो आप साइंस ले लेते हो. साइंस में आप अच्छा कर लेते हो तो फिर इंजीनियर और डॉक्टर तो बनना नहीं था. So did engineering, but a bit unique की एयरक्राफ्ट मेंटेनेंस इंजीनियरिंग की है.
Okay.
So yeah, I was in the aviation, did 6 months also in Air India. But one thing was very clear that this is not for me.
अच्छा.
And if this is not for me, then what to do? So मैं उस कैटेगरी का बंदा हूँ जहाँ पे जो नहीं करना है वो थोड़ा जल्दी समझ में आता है एज कम्पेयर टू जो करना है, बिकॉज वो थोड़ा फिगरिंग आउट टेक्स टाइम.
Right.
So at least I was clear this is not something what I want to do. But now the question is, what do you do? And but that's okay. I think half of the engineer does not pursue their in core engineering after they complete engineering. So what I did, I started attending a lot of this sessions, seminars, self-help motivation. This is 13-14 time. And at that time, I think this was picking it up. मोटिवेशन, सेल्फ हेल्प. एंड मुंबई में बहुत ऑफलाइन इवेंट्स होते थे एंड मैं जाके बैठता था, फ्री है. फिर थोड़ा लोगों को ट्रेनर्स को असिस्ट करना शुरू किया सो दैट पेड प्रोग्राम्स में फ्री में बैठने का मौका मिले. सो आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग दैट एंड एट दैट टाइम इंजीनियर्स हैव दिस हैबिट ऑफ क्या बोलते हैं, 6 महीने का सिलेबस एग्जाम के एक दिन पहले ख़त्म करना.
एक दिन पहले.
हाँ. सो आई ऑल्सो हैड दिस हैबिट. सो आई केम अक्रॉस. सो one thing what I listened to all the trainers and everything they had in common is read more books.
Okay.
It's like reading तो ठीक है, हमने डिसाइड किया तो 6 महीने का सिलेबस कर सकते तो हम पढ़ तो सकते ही है.
Right.
तो I learned something called as speed reading from the internet.
Okay.
So speed reading is how to read faster with better understanding of reading material. So whatever you read, let's say a minute, for me it takes like 20 odd seconds. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I started then when I told a lot of these trainers I was attending their session that I can do this, they were like, teachers. And from teachers, they are like, why don't you do a talk on it? From a talk, why don't you conduct session on it? So that is how incidentally my training journey started.
Okay.
3 years full time teaching people how to read faster.
Okay.
Did corporates, everything pan India. After that, once you're into training, you do soft skills, you do leadership thing, public speaking skills. And that time e-learning then came. This is now 17-18, I'm out here.
Right.
And e-learning was picking up, Byju's getting funded, everything was like, हमको भी कुछ AI का हमको भी कुछ टेक में e-course करना है.
EdTech specifically.
हाँ, EdTech, but to be honest, it was not so decided. It was like करते हैं e-course.
क्योंकि आपका कोचिंग का जर्नी था and EdTech might be looking a very good option.
हाँ, तो तभी ऐसा हुआ. फिर मैं बोला अभी शूटिंग का कोई बैकग्राउंड नहीं था. लाइक यार अब शूट करना पड़ेगा, अब ये खर्चा होगा. एंड द प्रॉब्लम इज इफ यू आर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड फॉर लॉन्ग इनफ, द प्रॉब्लम, I won't say problem, it's the mindset of you are not so prone to put money even if you have it.
Right.
Okay, because that is not something what in business now I'm okay, you all friend Rupak spend 50K, let's experiment, let's see what will happen. I'm like, it's okay, let's do it. But that time I was like, okay, what should I do? So what I did was all the people who had attended my session, I texted them saying, boss, I'm going to create an e-course. If you buy it today,
okay,
it is for $99, but you will get access after a month. But after a month, if you want an access, then you have to pay me $1,000.
So basically, somewhere you are creating if you want it for lifetime.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
so
so
somewhere you have to
हाँ,
give me
you have to
more
pay
money.
today.
Okay.
And in a way, I also wanted to check how many of them were actually buying.
Okay.
Okay, that is also one of the thing. And the good thing out here is if you take it some from Instamojo or something like that, and if you realize that okay, in next 48 hours you did not get sign up, you can just click one click refund, and every payment goes back to
Right.
them. It does not even hit your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 100 sign-ups.
Okay.
I was like, okay, खर्चा निकल गया.
So there you were teaching speed reading.
Speed reading. पहला
Okay.
e-course was on speed reading because that was my brand.
How was your experience creating this course? It was a like digital course only, right?
Yeah, it was my first digital course.
Okay.
Very bad. Okay, I haven't seen that course after I shot or after it is edited. People say it's a good course, but
And you created everything yourself?
no. So I got a videographer. That is why
Acha.
I had to spend those expenses with that time. First thing, chroma क्या होता है, green screen क्या होता है, वो सारी चीजें तभी पता चली. Edit का क्या background होता है, कितना lights कितना important role play करते हैं.
Right.
ये सारी चीजें तभी समझ में आई. And then I started loving this journey of getting the shoot done. Rather than me in front of camera, getting someone and getting that output out.
Okay.
Because the good thing about a content, and that time this was picking up. It was not such a huge
It was not a
thing.
huge space.
And I was like, okay, I can do it for other trainers also. So that is what I started doing. I did like 11 e-courses on different topics.
Different topics, okay.
Yeah. Leadership lessons from Indian mythology 1, which we were discussing. So met a lot of interesting people out there. Then I realized, okay, this is a very tech or investment intensive business.
Okay.
Somewhere we might do a business, but that's not a fundable business unless you have a right team and all those things.
It's more like a self-employment thing.
तभी थोड़ा business हो गया था. I would say तभी I had people on payroll, the shoot guys, the edit guys, because हम हर month 2 courses कर रहे थे. So if you break it down, then getting people on payroll would make sense because the freedom. And फिर क्या होता है, e-course नहीं बना सकते आप, उसके लिए आप social media content बनाते हो,
Right.
आप social media edits कराते हो. And then तभी एक अच्छी चीज़ जो luckily incidentally हुई is now we are somewhere in that 19 space.
Okay.
And then I decided, okay, can we scale up edtech? Can we not? So sadly, I did not have a strong team to scale that edtech venture. And then, but a team was really good, always supportive, always being there. And then a lot of my friends, clients were like, yaar, you guys create such a good content. We also want to create our content.
Acha.
And मैंने बोला करते हैं.
Because you got that expertise in how to create content,
Yeah.
right?
हाँ, so मतलब करते हैं, कोई बात नहीं. एंड तभी हमको एक शॉर्ट फिल्म करने का भी कीड़ा होता है. एवरी क्रिएटर और एवरीवन वांट्स टू डू शॉर्ट फिल्म. सो साइड बाय साइड वी कंटिन्यू दैट शॉर्ट फिल्म जर्नी. So
What was the short film about? Like, if you want to share.
we did close to 40 plus short films.
Oh.
Yeah, I am very aggressive.
And
on
what were the
scaling up.
topics like?
Topics can be everything from as simple as respect your boss to as sensitive as sexual harassment. Okay, so I wanted to cover everything because for us the learning was more important.
And you know, pursuing those creative things,
Yeah.
it's a very good thing for your, you get that contentment. That,
Yeah.
okay, you are doing something purposeful,
Yeah.
right?
So the only focus, because ये e-learning या training background से आ रहा था कि यार कुछ तो मैसेज एंड में होना चाहिए शॉर्ट फिल्म के. ऐसे ही मत बनाओ. सो इनिशियली क्या लगता था, इनिशियली ज्ञान देना चाहिए, बट जैसे फिर स्टोरी राइटिंग सीखा, स्टोरी टेलिंग के न्यूआंसेस सीखे, देन वी रियलाइज दैट स्टोरी शुड बी स्ट्रॉन्ग इनफ दैट इट ऑटोमेटिकली शुड कन्वे दोज messages. And luckily we did scale it good enough. We overall now should have मतलब 50 million views तो मैंने LinkedIn पे 1-1.5 साल पहले डाला था, उसके बाद अपडेट भी नहीं किया. So we should have more views than it. And of course with client work started
But
progressing.
कितना होगा फिर भी एक अगर अंदाजे से?
70
80?
might be. I have stopped counting because at a certain level you are like ठीक है अब काम पे फोकस करो. तभी बहुत अच्छा लगा. तभी I still remember we cutting cake when we crossed 1 million views. We cutting cake when we crossed 10 million views.
Right.
एंड उसके बाद फिर कोई फर्क पड़ना बंद हो गया थोड़ा. सो
भुवन बाम ने एक बार बोला था एक इंटरव्यू में कि उसको उसने जब अपना कंटेंट का जर्नी शुरू करा था,
हाँ,
तो हिज ड्रीम वाज टू रीच 1 मिलियन.
हाँ,
एंड देन उसके बाद उसने देखना छोड़ दिया.
पॉसिबल
तो इट्स सिमिलर.
बिकॉज एट अ सर्टेन लेवल देन one thing what started coming up very nicely, and I think luckily and luckily I always say I've been blessed with good people, good clients, everyone. The people all complain in business में लोग नहीं मिलते, ये नहीं मिलते. मुझे सब कुछ
अच्छा.
touch wood कोई problem नहीं है, अच्छा है. And
Right.
जैसे मैंने बोला थोड़ा client work बढ़ाते हैं. COVID came. In COVID we did then again short film घर से shoot करो ये करो, but
So short films you were making for yourself as well as for the clients, right?
majority for our channel,
Okay.
and also for couple of other channels which are into short films like Pocket Films, couple of them. So we did a good enough job. I still have a good relationship with them.
Okay.
But after COVID, what good thing was happened was I wanted to. So अभी टीम 2 साल से हो गई थी. अभी आपको सैलरी बढ़ाने हैं, आप कब तक उनको वो नहीं कर सकते. And then client work started coming up nicely. Because after COVID, what everyone realized was the importance of videos. पहले कोविड के
अब सब डिजिटली ही कंटेंट को कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं.
हाँ,
राइट. एंड डिजिटल का इम्पैक्ट भी बढ़ गया था. राइट. मोर स्क्रीन टाइम.
more screen time, and that is now the AI journey somewhere starts is after COVID. Let's say this 20 or 21 towards the end. One thing what I started realizing is how we can scale up these efforts. So let's say you come from performance marketing. Okay, let's say how many years of experience you have today.
So I have more than eight years of experience.
Okay, let's round it off to a decade experience.
Yes.
10 years of experience.
You can say that.
हाँ, 10 साल का मार्केटिंग एक्सपीरियंस, 10 साल का क्रिएटिव एक्सपीरियंस की सैलरी एंड 10 साल के आईटी इंजीनियर की सैलरी में बहुत फर्क है. एंड आई वाज ऑलवेज दिस क्यूरियस कि क्यों, मतलब क्यों क्रिएटिव पर्सन कांट अर्न what do you say, package of 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, why you have to be the creative director or start up your own business and then only you can reach to that level. So one thing what I realized was this scalability issue.
Right.
If I give an editor a short film to edit, the 7 days, 10 days, 15 days are gone, depends on the complexity of
the project. Right.
I was like, what can I start doing right now so that I don't want to go to clients and say, okay, double the price. But at the same time, the profit should be double. So that gives me freedom as an entrepreneur to, what do you say, pay more salaries.
Okay.
I'm always looking out to how to pay more salaries to my employees. Because I always say, यार तुमको अच्छा salary दूंगा तो मुझे सुकून मिलेगा. Because then you will be very ownership driven, you will do the work. I am never like, कोई भी बोलते हैं सर सैलरी बढ़ानी है, लाइक बढ़ा दो और बताओ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज क्या लोगे.
जेफ बेजोस ने एक बार बड़ा ही इंटरेस्टिंग बात बोली थी. इन एन इंटरव्यू ही वाज आस्क्ड कि हाउ यू बिकम दिस रिच, लाइक व्हाट इज योर सीक्रेट सॉस. तो ही सेड लाइक मैं तो रिच बना, आप ये देखिए मैंने कितने लोगों को रिच बनाया. राइट. सो इट्स द जर्नी वेयर यू आर uplifting other people, and as a byproduct you are
so that was my goal of how we can scale it up. And that is the first time I got introduced to something called as computer generated voice, text to speech जिसे आज बोला जाता है, या AI voice over जिसे बोला जाता है. Voice maker, still a good friend of mine, Sujit. So voicemaker.in was the first time I tried something with AI and creating voiceover. And that time I then started sharing with clients. Of course, no one wanted to do like, what is this, ye kyun karna hai, अच्छे से करते हैं, and all those things. Then what I started doing was wherever I was using these things, I did not start revealing it. I'm like, nahi, main kar raha hai. So I got so good because for me, I never had that freedom to go back and say, okay, I used computer and AI. Okay, I had to make sure that it feels like human. It is a good quality. It feels in that budget. Of course, a professional level, I used to go and shoot.
But that you are saying that this is pre-DALL-E
pre-chat GPT era.
And pre-chat GPT wala model.
Let's go with pre-chat GPT and post-chat GPT era.
Of course, it's a big benchmark.
It's a big benchmark
in AI content. So that time pe how you were getting those human realistic.
So voice maker and all those things. See, what happens is.
Now I'm talking about the video specifically.
No, videos, audio.
Only audio you were
Start
doing.
was with audio.
Okay.
Then Beethoven does this royalty-free music.
Okay.
Now, problem with what happens is, a lot of people are not realizing is whatever music you use from any websites, you take Envato, you take any other websites, those are revocable licenses.
Oh.
Now, what do I mean by revocable licenses is, वो लोग 3 साल बाद बोल सकते हैं अब बस हो गया, अब इसको मैं चार्ज करूंगा.
अच्छा.
So YouTube will start, what do you say, categorizing your video as not to be monetized या copyright all those things. So this problem we started facing because we uploaded short film in 1819, and we were now started facing this issue. I was like, okay, this is a pain point. Let me see if someone is solving it.
So it is there in their license,
Yeah,
but a lot
yes.
of people are not
No,
reading it.
no one is aware of it. So if you go back, you will see that. And to be honest, that has to be there. How can one piece of music, I can give you a lifetime of copyright music. Someday I will say ना कि boss.
बट जनरल नुआंस जो आता है एक म्यूजिक को परचेज करने के बाद कि बॉस नाउ आई ओन दिस पीस ऑफ म्यूजिक आई डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट इट फॉर लाइफ राइट
You don't own the music, ना? You just own the right to put that.
बेसिकली आई एम सेइंग दैट ओनली
अब 2000 देके आपको 20 मिलियन सॉन्ग मिलते हैं. Of course, you cannot get a lifetime. यार, come on, like it's a basic economics.
आई थिंक लाइसेंस का भी डिफरेंट टाइप्स
Yeah. So there are a lot of good websites who will mention it, who will charge extra for giving these
Lifetime,
things
yes,
lifetime. But
understood.
we Indians, being Indians, will try to go cheaper and all those things. So and that time Beethoven AI, which is a tool that creates music
ओके
from AI, and they source it ethically. They pay artists to create music so that their model can be trained.
Okay.
Now quite a big shot, guys. So ये time पे ये लोग सब were figuring out the business model. So it quite approachable. Even today they are, at least for me. I don't know about others.
but these guys have changed a lot of their tech stack
Yeah, of
after
course.
the AI and everything.
No, so Beethoven voice maker, day one they had integration of AI, but they could not come out and say it's a AI platform and all those things because people won't care about it.
Of course, but now
Now, of course, they are on forefront and they are taking all the limelight and all those things.
and then they have that edge also because they already have a customer base.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so फिर तभी ये दो चीज हो गई. Then even before GPT, a lot of people did not realize this. Midjourney 4 and GPT somewhere same level पे launch हुआ था.
Right.
Okay. And I don't know if anyone has tracked. I will show you if you see this photo, you can see Midjourney 1, Midjourney 2,
Right.
Midjourney 3. ये तीन version तक it was घटिया.
Right.
And suddenly when 3 to 4 journey came,
Right.
that ball game changed. And in that next 15 days or somewhere around the same line, GPT launched.
Right.
Okay, so even before GPT launch, we had close one clients where we used to create images from Midjourney, create a stock footage led videos. Images, I won't say stock footage, but the images are a lifestyle content. So this was for Hindustan Times.
Okay.
So even before GPT came, I always tell people I have created more than 400 videos where I have used AI in some form or the other.
Okay.
And after GPT, then everyone started coming back to me. It's like you were telling, okay, AI use करके, tech use करके कुछ बनाया जाता है. And I was like, okay, now is a good time to now come out and start speaking about it, start training on it. So that is something the journey started. And one of my mentor who was guiding me from last 2 years, he on day one he told me, Rupak, agency business अच्छा है to be rich, but it's not something that you can scale at a very high speed.
Okay.
He was like, yeah.
I'll add something. Midjourney you spoke about, right?
Yeah.
Midjourney के founder ने,
हाँ.
उससे पहले भी एक company found करी थी 2010 में. And the company's name was Leap Motion, right? And it became big, right? Basically, what they were trying to do is they were trying to introduce a new way you can interact with your software, right? So generally, हम अभी कैसे interact करते हैं? Either via touch or keyboard or mouse, right? These are the standard inputs, right? अभी VR के बाद there are other types of input, but with that software, with that piece of hardware, Leap Motion में, you place it in front of a screen, and basically you can hand gesture in the middle of here, right, to give the input to the screen.
Oh, nice.
So
I was not aware.
Yeah, this guy, he's been doing, and he's been a part of Silicon Valley for so long. And after that, years of experience, when that company, something or other happened, it, was not, globally usko itna exposure nahi mil paya, and eventually he had to make some decisions. Then he started with Midjourney with his years of learning in the tech and with his brilliant team that he found from there.
Wow.
Right.
I was not aware of this piece.
You continue what you were saying.
So coming back, I think after GPT, I think a lot of things changed for a lot of people. And one thing I'm still strong propagating is all about. Luckily, I think editing community has now taken up very strongly. But even from a writing and everything, now I say a single creative person in your team can be an entire agency level of work. Okay.
AI have undoubtedly reduced how many people are required to create content.
So this is something which I tend to disagree. Of course, people have reduced, but the problem is, I always say, this is a pure example of mine. It's not something that read from somewhere. It's what used to happen. I'm sure a lot of you creative guys listening out here will also tend to agree if you have been in this field for a long. Before COVID, getting a client who wants to do one video per week was like, wow, like
Okay.
this is a very good client. I should do a lot of work for him. I should impress him. After COVID,
Okay.
every other client,
Is now getting into digital content.
everyone wants, forget about getting into digital. The minimum requirement is one video per week. So in that span of a year or two, we went from one video per week being my ideal client to one video per week being the ideal industry norm of doing a videos.
Right.
So even that is, I don't know what is your podcast frequency, if at a certain scale.
So we are just getting started.
But at a
We
certain
are
scale,
keeping the minimum one video per week.
that is what I'm saying. The norm changed. And with AI, trust me, I will tell you, even today that is happening with AI. After that, the norm will be a video a day. Okay.
Right.
Or multiple videos a day, because Instagram will require a different cut. YouTube will require a different cut.
Right.
Facebook will require a different cut. Twitter will require. So the hunger of content is scaled so high
Right.
that even if AI comes into the picture, today, you see, we are now. This is a very strange phenomena which our generation has seen. From we not being addicted to phone throughout our life.
Okay.
We became addicted to phone. Okay, everything shifted for good, bad is a different ballgame. But we
It's a different thing, yes.
we got addicted to phone. Now, if you see, our mom, dad are more addicted to phone as compared to what we are.
Right. Somewhere.
Yeah, they
Would you
are.
like to explain a little bit more how and why? Like,
So if you see my mom now always listening to a lot of things on phone, of course, about religion, about studies.
Yes.
My father being on WhatsApp and Facebook and everything. Good, bad, it's a different ball game. But these
Correct.
guys are more, they have their more WhatsApp group. You know, we don't go on Facebook anymore, but these guys are still active, posting, sharing.
Correct.
So that's a brilliant shift that has happened across. Now, can we sit still for 5 minutes? We can't. You'll open up your phone, you'll watch something, you'll close it.
there is an instant gratification of dopamine that you need. Like every.
So content need is not going to go away. Team is not going to change. It is going to create jobs. But what it will do, what I'm more excited and why I train so many people on this is it can help you to earn more. Because now what happens, see, why get simple understand why a tech person gets to earn more is because simple is whatever work he does, it's for companies easy to scale up.
Got the idea? Yes.
They get good ROI, etc. Now the problem is, no matter how brilliant writer you are, you still need a production team. You still need a post-production team. And if any of them does not deliver on time, the entire project gets stalled. The project gets stalled, then even your money is hit because client did not make money on your efforts.
Understood. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But now I have a person with me who initially was just a writer with me. Now that person can write, create images from Midjourney, stitch basic editing, can stitch, add a music. Okay. And now he is like end-to-end solution for me.
If you are smart enough to know which tool to use and what kind of prompt to give, basically you are one person team.
Yeah.
You can create your own music, you can create your own thumbnails, you can add your own background music, right? You can do so much post-production things, right? So if you'll see Pixel devices, the way that these guys are distinguishing themselves from other devices right now is that they have master post-production things, right? You click a picture, you record a video, you can remove the background noise after recording the video from that device only, right? It's interesting. You must have seen those Samsung devices, or now in Pixel also, you have this magic eraser,
Magic.
right? So if you want somebody not to be in the frame,
Yeah.
you just do a little bit
Click.
and then that person is gone or that object is gone, right? So it's very interesting how much these technologies are enabling individuals to act.
And why I'm happy with DaVinci, Adobe, because if you see, the good thing that is happening is these guys have integrated AI so beautifully. Of course, there is still a lot to go, But now an editor does not need to do all this thing, does not even need to shift the platform. At least with images, person had to go from XYZ to their mid journey or DALI and everywhere just to learn prompts and everything. And that is a difficult journey because platform switch every time is a difficult journey.
Correct.
But if someone is on FCP, okay, I don't know Final Cut Pro, they may not use the word AI, but their default audio cleaning from last year has been brilliant. Okay. They do not come out and market. They do not say that the quality what we are giving. But trust me, last year the game changed.
I want to ask one thing about these softwares. I've been very so Photoshop में भी there एक feature आया है.
Firefly.
Photoshop में Firefly. उसका
Firefly is their big term where they introduce all the AI concepts in it.
okay.
Adobe Firefly.
Basically magic fill
Yeah.
उसको वो लोग बोलते हैं और some other name I don't remember exactly. But ये सारी जो भी AI के algorithms हैं या जो भी machine learning होती है, this is happening on device or in the cloud?
No, everything happens on cloud.
On cloud.
Because
even with Photoshop and
yeah. That is why the cloud is becoming it's already a new thing, big thing. But
Photoshop में जब पहले हम generative fill करते थे, तो वो तो on device ही होता था. But now you are saying AI के through जो हम चीजें develop कर रहे हैं.
So technically, I will say what happens when you ask it to fill, it runs something in background, and then you get pixels or anything that can come out here. I still need to check what you are exactly talking about because. Luckily and unluckily now once you are in the entrepreneur space you do not sit and execute a lot of things but as far as I understand technology this is something what we
right.
I will still have to review but I am very sure because if you technically want to do via AI a model should run
right.
Okay, and if model has to run those model requires a good GB of RAM and it cannot happen on your PC
right.
So it will use cloud. Okay, what happens is a lot of them have very smartly, created model at a very low GB level also.
Okay.
So if you are downloading it, so for a particular use case, so let's say people ask ki bhai GPT is trained on 100 trillion parameters.
Okay.
Do I need to get 100 trillion parameters of training if I want to create my own bot? Sadly, you don't because it's a very simple requirement. What do you have?
Okay.
For a niche thing, 1 GB, 2 GB of data points is good enough.
Okay.
So if you, for a specific use case, if assets are downloaded, that model can run and quickly give it. But it has to be connected to a cloud so that the next update gets pushed onto it.
Okay.
So it can do a smaller level update and the model can run, but model has to run. And that is why the problem with AI is always been how to do exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Which you see is very simple for us.
It's
simple for any algorithm. But for AI, because every time the algo runs, okay, the model runs, and when it runs, it will and it is designed to do a lot of calculations, a lot of variations. And now you suddenly say every time you have to do the same thing. It's like asking a plane ki bhai exactly Thane mein is gali mein utar. It's not going to happen in that way. So that is why the marvel which DALI today has achieved of getting the text exactly right is a lot of people do not realize it. Trust me, it's a very big achievement for someone, for an AI model to be wider, but at the same time specific at the same point.
Okay, so I have some questions also now. And the first one that is coming in my mind is Avanta, your company, right?
Yeah.
And you have smartly used AI in the beginning of the company's name. So I want to know about what you do and how do you do it?
Sure.
Because I have seen the type of work and the type of output.
Long ago, during the age of gods, there was always the clash between Asurs, the demons, and Devtas, the demigods. And one day they learned that deep under the sea...
Would love to know the process.
Yeah, sure. So I will start with the vision. Like I told, I wanted that a creative person is also able to earn more, and integrating tech become a very good process of doing it. So my goal was very simple. I was doing it, let's integrate AI. And then one of my mentor who was guiding me from last 3 years, he was always like, let's do something creative, new. And when I got this concept to him, like we can do so many things, he's like, let's do something. And that time we were still figuring out what to do, because even today AI, except if you take marketing or brainstorming, anything except that, it's still figuring out process of how AI will justify the ROI on what people are putting onto it.
Correct.
So we were trying to figure out what we should do, and then one more co-founder joined in. He was my client for over a year. We had done a lot of work for him.
Okay.
And he, of course, being from corporate experience, Karan Ahuja is his name. He brought a particular consulting framework to this entire work what we are doing, so that we can help any business on integrating AI in their workflow. Now, when you come in this approach, of course, this becomes a wider process.
You need to explain.
Yeah,
what does
I'm
that
coming
mean?
to it. So, for example, now it works on consulting framework works in a way where the first step always is awareness
Okay.
or knowledge sharing.
Okay.
Okay, if you are not aware of what AI can do, the first job for me as a person or as a individual becomes to tell you, okay, this is all possible. Okay, and then sit with you and discuss how much of you want to integrate it via AI. And if
Okay.
you say, okay, let's integrate it, then do you want us to integrate, or do you want us to train your team to integrate, or you want to create a tech solution that integrates everything?
Okay. Let me also help people who are watching this video to understand.
Yeah.
When you say integrate AI in any organization, right?
Huh.
Whoever you're working with.
Huh.
So what is the outcome that these companies are looking for?
Yeah.
And you are specifically talking about content integration, right?
Content
How they can create content for their companies. Correct?
So yeah, let me give you a very simple example. You have seen animated videos?
I have.
Okay, animated videos, if you are from the industry, you will understand it takes a good amount of time to make it, good amount of money to make it,
Right.
and every iterations will again take time and money to do it. Okay, but if your story is very clear, and if with AI you're able to deliver 80% of quality at, let's say, 30-40% of cost with 10% of time that is required, then one integration happens. Second, let's say you do a lot of these videos which are voiceover led. Okay,
Right.
every time going for an artist, going for this entire process, then a pronunciation error, then you again have to sit back and do it. Then with AI you can do that.
So you आप clearly बता देते हैं कि okay, this is the type of, parameters in which AI can
Exactly.
actually help you.
And how much cost saving can be done at what expense of quality also. That is also a crucial point. A lot of people come to, with AI you can do 100 videos. I'm like, yes, but the quality what you are expecting is not going to happen. And the problem is, a lot of these companies or a lot of companies where we work with, there is a set benchmark of quality.
Okay.
Okay, you cannot go at a certain level below it.
What kind of companies you're talking about?
So
And what kind of content you're talking about?
So content is mainly video and audio.
Okay.
Okay. And companies are a lot of corporates whom we work with. And of course, they have their brand guidelines and everything in place. So to a certain extent, they are okay to let go of quality, but it has to be a certain extent. That does not mean you just put anything on their page. So then we help their team, okay, on how to use Midjourney or any other tools so that they can create content faster. If they want us to deliver it, we can deliver it and show it to their team. Okay, this is how it is done. So we can take up for a certain project, and then we can create an internal entire tech ecosystem so that all the creative guys are able to do such extensive scale content, but with less time, less effort. So for example, a very simple example, a lot of this news or a lot of, I'm sure you come from content marketing, you'll understand the importance of relevant post at relevant time.
Understood.
Okay, let's say Israel, the Hamas war, which is happening out here in the Israel. You posted after 72 hours, even a good video.
Relevancy is not there.
Relevancy is not there.
Agree.
Now, what if I told you that with AI, you can do it in 30 minutes?
Okay.
A news comes, okay, you create a beautiful voiceover, you're able to put relevant stock footage, okay, or you want to speak and you are traveling, your avatar can speak that news. Okay.
Okay.
And it will look realistic. Trust me, whatever work we do, we try to make it as close as possible. Okay. It's not the fake AI avatars what you see, which in 1 second you can distinguish it. So let's say the Israel Hamas war, what is happening today out. So if you post it after 72 hours, somewhere the views and relevance is not so much high.
Right. रेलेवेंसी खत्म हो जाएगी.
रेलेवेंसी खत्म हो जाए. अभी समझो कि वो न्यूज़ आती है, आपका AI वॉइस ओवर उसको अच्छे से वीडियो बनाता है. Then if you want stock footage, if you want images, everything is integrated in a way that video is live on your social media in less than 60 minutes and the quality is high. Okay.
Right.
Or the second thing is you cannot shoot because you are traveling. Of course, you cannot be 24/7 available, right?
Right.
But what if your avatar can be shown? So if
Let's
you see
see
this
an
quality.
Ever felt stuck trying to make a video, feeling like it's just not right?
Interesting. Interesting.
So this is the quality of what can be achieved with the avatar. If you are smart at editing, if you are smart at scripting, trust me, people will not realize it that it's an AI. Of course, there will be some quality issue. With this, we always say it's a 80% quality what we can give, but cost is, I don't know, 20 or 30% of what you spend today on getting every shoot and everything done. And quick turnaround is also there.
Correct.
So every hour, if you want to cover what is happening,
Right.
still the algo can keep on happening, the entire thing can keep on running. So this is a thing where we help companies to integrate. It depends on need. Everyone has a different need.
रूपक, एवंटा जिस तरीके से कंपनीज को हेल्प कर रहा है, आई थिंक दिस इंडस्ट्री इटसेल्फ इज ग्रोइंग एट सच गुड पेस.
Yeah.
बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि अपना करियर बनाना चाहते हैं इस पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री में, राइट? एंड वो सीखना चाहते हैं कि किस तरीके से दे कैन ऑफर दीज सर्विसेज टू क्लाइंट्स, राइट?
Yeah.
And I think you being in a position right now where you have so many years of experience to put all these things together, because आपने पहले shooting करी भी है,
Yeah.
and now you are doing it in a
We still shoot. Okay.
नहीं, you still shoot, but now you have that
Edge, yeah.
you know, edge, your upper hand to create content with the use of these you know, AI. कोई individual अगर आ रहा है, राइट, यंगस्टर अगर आ रहा है और वो फ्रीलांसिंग करना चाहता है और क्लाइंट्स को ऐसी चीज़ें ऑफर करना चाहता है, एक तो वो इंडिविजुअली कितना कमा सकता है इस पूरी प्रोसेस से, और कितनी जल्दी वो इस प्रोसेस को समझ सकता है और सीख सकता है कि वो किसी भी क्लाइंट को ये चीज़ को ऑफर करने लगे इन अ स्मॉलर स्केल. ऑफकोर्स आप जिस लेवल का क्वालिटी वर्क प्रोड्यूस करोगे और एक यंगस्टर फ्रीलांसर जो करेगा उसमें फ़र्क होगा, क्योंकि यू आर कमिंग विथ योर ईयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस. बट सिमिलर टू हाउ टेक कंपनीज आर, एक वेबसाइट आप एक छोटे फ्रीलांसर से भी बनवा सकते हो एंड एक बड़े एजेंसी से भी बनवा सकते हो. तो इस पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री में आप थोड़ा बताओ कि अगर कोई यंगस्टर आता है वो किस तरीके से.
सबसे पहले जो माइंडसेट शिफ्ट मैं बहुत आजकल करना चाहता हूँ, मैं बहुत प्रोपोगेट कर रहा हूँ कि AI does not mean you become lazy.
राइट.
Okay. Lot of people are like AI सब काम कर लेगा, and I'm like, तू आ मेरे कंपनी में 3 महीना काम कर, मैं बताता हूँ कितना काम है, even if you want to use AI. So first, see what is AI. If you take anything, it's scaling up. Okay, it's multiplication. And tell me the multiplication of, let's say, even 10,000 of 0.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. So if you do not have a quality, even in one expertise, or even if it's writing or music or anything, scalability is a different ball game. If you're not, people are like, oh, we will run from GPT and GPT can tell us and all those things. Yes, but also no, you need to have one core expertise.
तो शुरुआत के लिए कोई भी फ्रीलांसर अगर अपनी सर्विसेज AI की टेक्नोलॉजी से ऑफर करना चाहता है,
वो तो स्केल अप है,
तो दे शुड एटलीस्ट नो वन पर्टिकुलर थिंग विदाउट AI very nicely.
It can be editing.
Could be content writing.
It can be. So I'm not saying don't use AI. What I'm trying to tell you is ki that should be an assistant. Can you write good content? Can you edit smart? Can you voice record? So a lot of people have this question that AI will take our job. No, it's not going to take our need for. So 3 years back, Netflix quality was the Netflix quality. Today, every YouTuber is expected to have that quality.
It's the industry standard.
It's the industry standard. So even a new podcast like you is investing so much in studio and all those things to get that quality. So the standard has risen. Okay.
Right.
So you cannot be like मैं नया हूँ और मैं ऐसा हूँ and मैं ऐसे बैठूंगा. No, get one skill set. Focus, do hard work, get free assistance, everything. And now why it is so exciting is because once you get that expertise, you can scale up.
Right. With the help of these
AI,
technologies.
या
Right.
पहले ये नहीं था. पहले बेचारे ने क्रैक भी कर लिया तो भी वो बेचारा 20-30 हज़ार से स्टार्ट करेगा, फिर थोड़ा 2-3 साल में 40-50 पे जाएगा, फिर 70-80 पे जाएगा, फिर लाख 1.5 लाख पे जाके वो थोड़ा स्ट्रेस्ड आउट फील होगा. बट टुडे if you crack this, even if you for a year or two, you become so expert in one particular thing. Now
What is the next step?
what the next step comes out here is, because if you edit, you automatically know little bit about voiceover, you know little bit about scripting, you know so anything you do, you overall know the production process of entire thing. And here you can take use of AI and you can do it because you know by script. So you will get a lot of these guys. I'm sure some editor out here will also say, यार हाँ खराब हुआ ना, मैं पोस्ट में देख लेगा. So they will always have this question, हाँ मैं पोस्ट में देख लेगा, ठीक है आप कंटिन्यू करो. So when writer will always say, अच्छा बजट कम है, डोंट वरी, मैं स्क्रिप्ट ही ऐसा लिखेगा कि राइटर का आपको टेंशन नहीं है आपको बजट का. सिनेमाटोग्राफर इज लाइक ठीक है मैं कोई ना कोई लाइट पुल करके. सो वंस यू बिकम दैट कॉन्फिडेंट इनफ दैट विद दैट पर्टिकुलर स्किल सेट you can make sure that entire product quality or the quality of content is smart. Then मस्त वे में अब बाकी tools पे AI use करो, because it will give a decent quality. It will not make it bad. It will not make it good. And then you can start offering the entire thing. So today my editor, if there is a change in voiceover, is not calling me, is going to GPT. Okay, is correcting that script, going to voiceover part, voice text to speech tool, getting a new voiceover, pasting it, done. पहले क्या होता था, सर ये प्रोनाउंसिएशन बराबर नहीं है,
Redo the entire
हाँ
thing.
मैं फिर उसको कॉल करेगा, मैं फिर वो स्क्रिप्ट वाले को बताएगा, एंड देन द एंटायर प्रोसेस, एंड देन दे विल से अरे स्क्रिप्ट में ऐसे ही था, आई विल चार्ज एक्स्ट्रा.
Right.
सो नाउ एडिटर इज अ वन स्टॉप सॉल्यूशन फॉर मी.
Correct.
All so in that way you will have to learn adjacent tools, but core expertise has to be there.
So for any freelancer guys, जो भी AI टेक्नोलॉजीज के थ्रू मार्केट में अपनी सर्विसेज ऑफर करना चाहती हैं एंड गुड अमाउंट को अर्न करना चाहते हैं, आई थिंक रूपक ने बहुत अच्छी एडवाइस दी है कि आप पहले किसी भी एक चीज़ में एक्सपर्टीज गेन करिए, एंड वंस यू हैव दैट एक्सपर्टीज, learn what are all the tools which can support in bringing out the best quality out there, and then start producing content, right? If you won't produce content, if you won't put it out there, then nobody would know that you exist, right?
Yeah.
And then I think this would be a very good advice for these people.
And also for a lot of freelancers, this is something what they miss is not creative. A lot of the AI tools are also there. Of course, I'm not an expert because I focus more on content, but for creating invoices, crafting mails. So all those things, just because AI आप tech आप content में use करो, that does not mean आप sales और marketing में मत use करो.
There is a very good tool जो कि आपसे सिर्फ ये पूछता है कि आपका पर्पस क्या है, what type of business you are looking for. Okay, it could be that you are looking for a job. It could be that you are looking for some prospective clients. It could be that you're looking for some collaboration opportunities. You just write that prompt there, that this is what I'm looking for. It will give you a personalized message, like 2-3 different types of message. It will go to LinkedIn. It will sort that list. It will search 4-5 things. And it will give you a personalized list. जिसमें जाके you need to connect with these people and then just send those messages. And your half work is done. But you don't have to. And how does this tool did is because ये उन profiles पे भी जाता है, उनका अबाउट अस और उनका चीज़ें भी पढ़ता है, एंड दैट क्रिएट अ पर्सनलाइज मैसेज ताकि वो कनेक्ट भी बैठे. तो दिस इज हाउ एडवांस दीज टूल्स आर गेटिंग.
सो द लर्निंग हैज़ टू हैपन. जैसे अगर मैं इसको सिंपल भाषाएं करूँ कि आप बिजनेस साइड भी टूल्स को आप इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हो. लाइक इफ़ यू आर इंट्रोवर्ट एंड यू डू नॉट लाइक टॉकिंग टू पीपल एंड सेलिंग योर सर्विसेज, बॉस टुडे यू डोंट इवन नीड टू पिक अप फोन. You can just let these tools craft a message. थोड़ा तो आपको edit करना पड़ेगा before you send it, and then you start sending it and you will get more work. So I think that is the solution part.
Correct. एक question मेरे पास है कि अब क्योंकि because of what kind of results you are able to produce, misuse भी बहुत हो सकता है.
Yeah.
Because you can, let's say अगर मुझे Messi अपना product promote करते हुए चाहिए, तो I can just create a Messi avatar and I can make him speak things. And then over the period of time, this can become so impossible to distinguish. How would you?
It's still very difficult to.
It is getting very difficult itself now. So what are your takes on that? Like how companies and these
companies, of course, जैसे ये fear सब में होता है and कि क्या करे. Luckily, I think of course you are from that generation. Social media came, 12-13.
उस bit earlier, but yes.
हमारे यहाँ पर जो पॉपुलर 12-13-14 के आसपास उसका regulation कब आया? Somewhere 16, 17, 18, people started talking. Luckily, I think AI, because of this advancement, today people are speaking about, okay, how the laws, regulations should come into a picture. अभी मैं एक सवाल हमेशा बोलता हूँ, until unless government puts a strict law, it's very difficult for any organization, any individual to comment on it and say, why this is what to be followed. Okay. But yes, I don't know recent case if you heard about Anil Kapoor, about that chakas and all those memes and everything that is made on him. Now you cannot do that. Okay, you have to get permissions and all those things, even if you want to do it via AI and all those things. So the rules are coming in the favor. Right now, ethical thing for a creator is first, make sure the content what your client is putting or you are putting somewhere or the other start mentioning it's an AI.
Okay.
Okay. May not be in video, but at least in description, so anyone who is seeing it knows that it is out there. Don't go for so the tools. If you see, 3 months earlier or 4 months earlier, creating famous people on Midjourney was easier.
But
Today
now
it's
getting
difficult because they are facing this problem and they have changed their learning models in a way that you can't so easily do it.
Especially the political figures.
Political figures. And ये problem अभी नहीं है. I think Photoshop was also when that time came like.
But it was not that accessible. Pehle. So now everybody. And with that, now I have a very good understanding right now that जो भी मैंने समझा है कि AI जनरल पब्लिक के लिए बहुत एक्सेसिबल होएगा बिकॉज इट्स द वेरी बेस टेक्नोलॉजी नाउ. मतलब आप उसके ऊपर ही बिल्ड करोगे आप. राइट. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि दिस इज गोना बी कि आपको पैसे देना है एंड उसके बाद यू सी विंडोज 11 का जो अपडेट आया है, कोपायलट इज नाउ इंटीग्रेटेड विद इन द सिस्टम एंड विद टाइम इट विल गेट बेटर एंड बेटर. बिंग चैट इज नाउ पब्लिकली अवेलेबल. ओपन जो आपका चैट जीपीटी है वो भी पब्लिकली अवेलेबल ही है. तो एंड कंज्यूमर को ये चीज़ें बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सेसिबिलिटी के साथ मिलेंगी. फोटोशॉप अगेन इट वाज अ जर्नी. आपको पहले आना चाहिए फिर उसके बाद आपके अंदर वो खुराफात होना चाहिए कि आपको वो चीज़ करनी है. बट अभी ऐसा नहीं है. जस्ट सम एन आइडिया, यू हैव एन आइडिया, यू जस्ट पुट इट एंड यू विल गेट द रिजल्ट. ओके, वन थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क, इन दिस एंटायर जर्नी हु इंस्पायर्ड यू टू परस्यू दिस पर्टिकुलर फील्ड? लाइक व्हाट पर्टिकुलर इंसिडेंट हैपेंड दैट ट्रिगर्ड के ओके आई वांट टू डू दिस? व्हाट वाज द क्लिकिंग पॉइंट?
So there's no a particular incident, but overall the thing what I told, I was always looking out on how creative person can earn more. For me, that was the first thing. And I'm sure a lot of creative guys who are listening to this, watching to this, will always have it. We want to create our content in a way that it has to be 100% free from client and all this. Okay. We want to actually do what we want to do. And for me, that was how I can enable people to have that freedom. And that is where I started seeing what tech can do, reduce my expense. If I told you, okay, whatever educational videos you're putting, if you spend 10 hours, $10,000, it can be done in 2 hours in $2,000.
Right.
You will be pumped up, okay, let's do it more. So for me, that was the motivation.
Interesting project you want to share, जिसमें आपको काम करके मजा आ गया कि यार ये कुछ अच्छा बना है?
So this was the first project what we did for Hindustan Times.
Okay.
And like I told you, Midjourney 4 was just there. And that time, trust me, it was very difficult to create realistic images. Now today it's quite easy on Midjourney. And that time, I had to train GPT to write Midjourney prompts, then copy paste it, then it used to forget. So I spent like 3 days straight, almost only taking breaks for a couple of hours of sleep, eating morning. And so initially when everyone comes to an AI, everyone has that promising, okay, sir, 5 videos sir ho jayenge sir, koi problem nahi hai. And then I realized, okay, 5 videos, 3 minutes each, a photo for 5 seconds.
And who was the person?
Initially it was me.
No, जो video के अंदर.
No, it was a stock footage, voiceover led. But a Midjourney images. So it was a lifestyle content. Okay. 5 ways to be happy in morning.
Achha, okay.
All this lifestyle content.
Bright side वाले तेरे video.
हाँ, उस side से. Okay. So Hindustan Times wanted to try कि AI से हम क्या कर सकते हैं. And for me, 3 days straight, I did not want anyone else to do that work because I wanted to understand how the nuances work. And trust me, it was And I thought मैंने 3 दिन में crack कर लिया, but even second time I had to go through the same experience. But trust me, by the third time, I thought I had cracked it. Midjourney 5 had come and it had already cracked it.
इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं आई रियली फील के जो पहले फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं उसमें एक्साइटमेंट अलग ही होता है, राइट? कुछ टूल्स के नाम आप बताइए जो कि लोगों को लर्न करना ही चाहिए आज के टाइम में.
Now let's break the production journey, the entire content journey, into majority 3 buckets.
Okay.
Pre-production, production, post-production.
Okay.
Pre-production में I don't think so writing में chat GPT से better कोई अभी तक मैंने देखा है. Of course, for a particular use case, there are a lot of tools that will do that job.
Your views on copy.ai?
See, if you know to use ChatGPT very nicely, you can do everything what copy.ai can do on GPT.
Interesting.
Okay, but GPT-4, not 3.5.
And what advice would you give के लोगों को GPT-4 purchase
Buy
करना
it.
चाहिए? Buy it?
But if you're someone from writing thing,
Give me 2 reasons why.
quality is much better. Half of the prompts what you see, इससे ये होगा, उससे वो होगा, GPT-4 can do it.
Okay.
If I come back today to GPT 3.5, I feel यार क्या घटिया सॉफ्टवेयर है यार, कौन यूज कर रहा है इसको? So if you use writing somewhere or the other, go for GPT-4. Second are plugins. Okay, it has a lot of this beautiful plugins extensions that you, for example, now let's say you get this a simple requirement. These are the 4 YouTube videos. We want to create something on the same lines. Can you think and give us the ideas for it? I'm sure writer gets this kind of requirements like day in day out of it.
Correct.
So अभी आप क्या करोगे? आप वीडियो देखोगे, उसमें बुलेट पॉइंट्स निकालोगे, सोचोगे, then you will come back. In GPT-4, all I do is copy paste all the 4 links to it.
Okay.
I see, okay, tell me what are the important key points, what is the specification, what are the beautiful things in every video. Now combine all the 4 scripts and tell me what kind of unique things can be done which is not covered by them but inspired by them. One prompt. So if you learn using plugins very nicely, Canva के templates आप search करते हो, फिर वो किधर ना किधर कोई ना कोई टेम्पलेट पसंद आता है. GPT has a Canva plugin. I type it, it goes to my Canva, it searches and it gives me. Yeah.
Interesting. So these 2 reasons because you should have GPT.
Yeah, there are so many plugins. मैंने तो 2-3 दिए जो मेरे यूज केस है. I'm sure आपके यूज केस में और भी होंगे. Okay.
But apart from GPT.
Yeah. Bard is beautiful when it comes to research.
Bard.
Okay.
Google.
हाँ, उनका एक्चुअली क्या हो गया, उनका फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन बहुत गलत पड़ गया. दैट इज वाई पीपल आर वेरी, आई वुड से नॉट ओपन माइंडेड टू नाउ गो आउट एंड ट्राई बार्ड. बट ट्रस्ट मी, इट्स बीन व्हाट 2 months or 3 months now. I have not googled anything.
And by the way, this video has been recording in October 23.
Yeah. So 3 months I haven't googled anything. I just go on Bard and then search what I typically do on Google. It has got so better.
Is it publicly available to everybody in India?
Yeah. Bard.google.com is open for everyone.
Bard.google.com.
Yeah.
So it's not on the Google's website. Main website पे नहीं है.
नहीं.
But they are gonna integrate it eventually. Possibilities.
बाजू में एक टैब गूगल खोलो यार, बार्ड खोलो यार.
But how much SEO is gonna get affected because of this? Because people are gonna get the answers right there. They don't have to open the website.
That is what.
So that's an interesting
conversation for
conversation
someone who
itself.
is focus in SEO expert.
So I now know who to invite next.
Yeah.
So okay, Bard.
So Bard is one more brilliant thing, and third is Claude. Not a lot of people are aware of this. This is almost
What does it do?
It's almost like GPT-4, but for free. It's right now only in US, UK. But if you're smart enough, you know how you can access it. In fact, I have a video which is done on how to get GPT-4 for free. In that, I have mentioned how you can get that. So we can share that link also. So these are from a writing standpoint. Of course, copy.ai. There are a lot of these tools. If your use case is very specific, you can go for this tool. Why I always say use something like GPT or Bard? Because those are very wide. Applications are
I think
wider.
those are very generic also.
Yeah.
So you have to know how to correctly use them. Okay, so this is pre-production.
This is from a writing standpoint.
Writing
purely. Of course,
Correct.
GPT brainstorming ideas, you can do XYZ.
Okay.
For speech, these are 2 tools which I use a lot. One is 11 Labs, which does a very realistic voiceovers. And second is Voice Maker, because a lot of in India, we need a lot of regional voiceovers also.
Right.
So Voice Maker is a brilliant tool. Both are very cost effective. I don't think it will cost a good amount. And all these tools, what I say, if there is a paid version and if you feel there is a use case for this, go and buy it. Okay. You'll thank me later. I do not get any commission for them, but if you guys are watching, feel free to give me commission bar GPT guys. More than happy to accept that commission. Then images, 3. DALI is now, one more reason, DALI is now integrated in my GPT-4.
Oh,
I don't
yes,
even need
of
to
course.
switch to create
Right,
images.
right.
So DALI, free. Midjourney,
Of course.
paid, but brilliant images. And Midjourney has a decent substitute, I would not say 100%, which gives 10 free images per day. It's called Blue Willow.
Okay.
So you can try that. So these are 3 text to image. Now the Adobe Firefly is also there. So if you are a Premiere Pro guy,
Correct.
a person Premiere Pro who has been using it, I guess Firefly solves that need for you. And the recent update, finally they have got hands better.
Okay.
So finally they could crack that. Now comes to, if we cover the images, videos.
Videos, yes.
Videos, Lumen 5 gets good stock footages and does it. Now this is a problem with the industry. Is a lot of people come यार, I want to do यार मुझे voice over led, stock footage led video बनाना है, 1 click बन जाएगा क्या?
Okay.
मेरा tech है, okay, tech है. The problem is with the stock footage.
Okay.
If you're an editor like me or if you're in this industry, you know we do not get good stock footages. मैं लिख के देता हूँ, especially Indians के लिए, ठीक है. And जब आपका client बोलेगा 10 करना है, हम लगे और 10 कहाँ से लेके और 1-2 तो मैंने कर दिए. So we have a lot of these clients जहाँ पे client को अब पता है मैं कौन से B-roll use करने वाला. Client मुझे बोलते हैं थोड़ा तो अलग कर. मैं सर कहाँ से करूँ, मैं shoot थोड़ी कर सकता हूँ आपके बजट में. So till the time we don't get better B-rolls, entire industry which does videos on 1 click is going to face difficulty. It's not their problem. It's not a tech problem. It's the content problem.
Understood.
So Lumen 5 है, बहुत सारे tools है जो आपको stock footage लेड कर सकते हैं videos. The second beautiful thing is, I don't know why these guys haven't, I also spoken to the team, I'm still angry on them. If you go for something called as Steve.ai, they...
Pronounce it?
Steve.
STEV.
Yeah, Steve.ai.
Okay.
They launched a very beautiful, this is almost a year back and sadly it hasn't improved that much,
Okay.
is creating those animated videos.
Oh.
And trust me, it's so quick.
Acha.
Okay. When I talk to their team, all is like, give me some freedom over if I want to change it. If not, add more templates for God's sake. I know that's not difficult to do it.
Acha.
Okay. Sadly, nothing has happened, but still...
Could be. They're in the development phases.
No, I talk with their team. They are saying the integrating is happening. Yes, they are in development, but trust me, in AI space, if you haven't improved in last 1 year, something is... and they have
So
then...
folks at Steve.ai,
Yeah,
our request, please.
Please focus on your animation part. They have improved. They have now 10-20 offerings on their website and I'm like, boss, what was your expertise? Now you're like any other AI tool, but I hope those guys do it. I have been propagating you guys a lot from last 1 year. I am rooting for you guys. Give me good animated videos at a very low price. Steve.ai. There's a huge market. I don't know if you guys are listening to it. Okay. After that, and that abhi fir aata hai avatar videos, the one we saw, it's from HeyGen. Okay. Right now I feel it's brilliant if you want to create realistic avatar looking.
Okay.
Do
you guys use that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very open. See, our job is to, of course, make you aware.
Correct.
I cannot hide something and I tell you this tool and I will be able. That is not ethically.
I'm just asking you.
Yeah. So HeyGen is brilliant when it comes to creating your realistic. In fact, I have a video on how to use HeyGen to make realistic avatars.
Okay, you will find that in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. So this is from a video standpoint. Music, Beethoven, I already mentioned.
Beethoven, yes.
Which can create music.
Can you pronounce?
Beat, B-E-A-T.
Beat.
And O-N, O-V-E-N.
Beethoven. Yes.
So, and of course, the list will have more tools you can see and go through it. But these are few tools. I have paid subscription of everything and I'm rooting for you guys. Guys, please keep on improving. So, yeah.
Interesting. Rupak, I enjoyed this conversation so much.
Yeah.
You know so many things about AI. Yeah. And I think with the time, a lot of people are going to utilize these tools more and get more marketing related or even support related stuff, or whatever it is there, what according to their particular business, they would be able to make more. Before we let you go,
Yeah.
any closing note would you like to add?
So one thing I always tell a lot of people, don't see. I'm sure a lot of you who are watching out here, and I'm sure a lot of people who are also recording and in this room would have said one day or to themselves, okay, I will take 7 days off, see all AI tools, explore everything, एंड देन डिसाइड कि यार मैं क्रैक करूंगा, और वो 7 दिन पिछले 1 साल से आ नहीं रहा है, पिछले नेक्स्ट 2 साल में भी वो नहीं आने वाला. सो लेट मी गिव यू क्विक फायर वे टू सी शुड आई यूज दिस टूल और नॉट, शुड आई स्पेंड दिस टूल और नॉट. सो आई ऑलवेज गो ऑन दिस 4 पैरामीटर्स. एटलीस्ट 3 तो होने चाहिए. फर्स्ट इज, डू दे हैव अ पेड प्लान और नॉट? इफ नॉट, डोंट वेस्ट योर टाइम.
Oh,
okay. See, until unless it's not done by open source community, that's a very different ball game altogether.
what is happening in open source with AI? I'll come to this, and I also come to metaverse. So guys, this is not a closing note again. I'll just ask these 2 questions and then we'll.
So अगर open source जो very clearly open source है भाई, you see the backend which is on a open source LLM, ठीक है, उसको छोड़ दो. But उसके अलावा any tool what you're using, you know this is not an open source one or whatever it is. If they don't have a paid plan, I always see, I don't think the team is serious enough right now. Let me come back when they have cracked the business model and then they are pricing. So first I see, do they have a paid plan or not? Second, what I always try to see is how strong is the community.
Okay.
If I see a weak community, then trust me, you are the what do you say, initial explorer, which is not bad. I can do that because that's my full-time job.
Right.
But sadly, you should not waste your time out there. The third is, what are the use cases on their website? If they haven't mentioned clear use cases on their YouTube, if you don't find use case, you don't need to spend time right now. Let them figure out. And final is, do they give API or not? Now, for people who are not from this tech side, API is basically आप किसी आपके वेबसाइट से उसको कनेक्ट कर लो, सो वो ऑटोमेटिक डेटा वहाँ से पुल करता रहे. सो API तभी आप बनाते हो जब आपको स्केल करना है. एंड इफ एनी प्लेटफॉर्म इज ऑफरिंग API, मीन्स देयर इज अ यूज केस, पीपल आर यूजिंग इट एंड इट वांट्स टू स्केल.
Of course, because API development itself is a big task for any company.
Yeah.
And if they have done it, then probably something is there valuable.
So ये 4 पैरामीटर्स में से एटलीस्ट 3 होंगे ना.
API वाला use case फिर भी still we can consider.
हाँ.
But these 3 are very important.
At least these 3, trust me, that is the tool which you go. And good thing, the good guys of Adobe and everywhere, DaVinci, are integrating a lot of tools. So creative wise, I don't see any reason why you should not learn. Go learn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm active out there.
By the way, this is not a closing note.
Achha, that is not a closing note.
I
Okay,
have two particular things I want to ask. So Lex Fridman का एक podcast में Mark Zuckerberg recently came. A lot of memes are also coming on the Instagram saying कि did we judge Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse too early? Right? Because what was there in 2021 as a metaverse and what he has right now, it's completely different. Now he have this hyper realistic, photographs and videos of himself. It's not being recorded. You are just wearing a headset, VR headset, and you are generating this portrayal of yourself. Right? And you are speaking with the other person, like you are sitting right with them. So I think people will be interested in creating content in metaverse also, right? And there, this type of avatar related content would be, I think, an ideal. Do you want to speak a little bit about it? And
the reason I can share few insight, but again, not an expert because not a deep dive out in the AR VR content space.
Okay.
So
Apple have also introduced Vision Pro.
It's still going to come out.
It's going to come out.
So
they have, but I think similar promises.
Yeah. See, at the end, there is nothing new under the sun. I always say that if you know the basics right, you want to write it for TV, you want to write it for YouTube, you want to write it for offline, you want to do it for AR, VR, everything will the same. Yes, but you need to deep dive very quickly, because the problem is any new thing that comes up, 3 months, 6 months, trust me, like I said, the mid journey and all those things, things are updating so fast. If you don't do it, you will not lose. See, lose is a very big word. You will not get fired from your job, but you will hit stagnancy quickly.
Understood.
So when this tool comes, when people figure out use cases, till the time people figure out use cases, at least you should be someone who knows how to do this. how you should edit smartly, how you should create avatar smartly. And that is also a consulting service what we give. If you want to create your realistic avatar, okay, we can help you to create data set.
And you can also create my voice.
Yeah.
Also.
Everything. So your avatar will have your voice and face.
Okay. Interesting.
We help people. So in fact, this week, this is the first day where I'm not in a recording studio or not in a shoot.
You are in a recording.
But it's not me from a client side.
I'm just kidding.
But all this week, we have been helping clients to create their avatars.
Oh,
We have been shooting for it. We have been recording for it.
interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
this has been the hectic, and with the leads and everyone, people doing it, I think it will be more hectic from
And
here.
people, उनको जाके ये सीखना चाहिए कि किस तरीके से ये एवटार क्रिएट होते हैं, बिकॉज आई थिंक अभी सीखेंगे तो धीरे धीरे मार्केट के साथ कैचअप कर पाएंगे, अदरवाइज इट कैन बी लेट, तब तक मार्केट थोड़ा सा सैचुरेटेड भी हो जा सकता है. तो एंड फाइनली कमिंग टू ओपन सोर्स, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन ओपन सोर्स राइट नाउ, क्या चल रहा है?
So a lot of good things are happening with open source. Okay, I have been tracking. I don't know, Llama hai, या फिर you take a lot of the work that is happening in text to video, text to. In fact, Facebook has been very pioneer in open sourcing a lot of their work. It's very difficult for a lot of people to digest it, but trust me, a lot of the
React.
Of course. So a lot of these things they have open source to a good level. But you need to always understand the problem with open source is always, if you're not a techie, don't rely on those tools. It's not because those tools are bad. The problem is if a challenge arises, who is there to solve it for you. If you're a techie, go. यार आप Linux, आपके लैपटॉप में तो Windows Mac होना ही नहीं चाहिए, आप तो Linux ही use करो. And I'm sure a lot of techies have Linux.
Techie have Linux, yes.
Linux in their platform. So same goes with a techie becoming creative. Go for open source, hands down. You can crack everything and anything.
बट एट द सेम टाइम स्केलेबिलिटी भी तो उसमें चाहिए. ओपन सोर्स में कई बार स्केलेबिलिटी नहीं हो पाती. टेक एन एग्जांपल फॉर वर्डप्रेस, राइट? वर्डप्रेस बाय फार वन ऑफ द बेस्ट ओपन सोर्स थिंग्स available on the planet, but there are some people who are saying the WordPress is not that scalable, right? So similarly, these challenges can be faced when you are doing some projects and when you're looking at scalability, because when people say open source, somewhere they feel like that, okay, I can make this open source, use this open source tech and create my own product out of it because somewhere the licenses allow me to do that, right? But with scalability mein somewhere you have to be ready for that.
So you should have a good tech who understand on a coding level what is happening out there.
Correct.
So that is the only way you can solve it. So a lot of the products what you see today have GPT integration in them. Boss, backend is GPT. Okay,
Right.
a lot of these tools they say we are offering you best text to speech. Our platform is, and then you go in backend, then you say 11 Labs का API है. Like ठीक है. So people are using open source. Okay, nothing bad or good about it. The only thing is your team capable enough, and is the community of open source there big enough to help
Correct.
you?
Correct.
Because trust me, there are a lot of good. If you take Llama for that matter, we had this challenge. We were not able to crack something. We just posted in community. Within 24 hours, one member had given a solution.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting community.
If community is active, and it has to be regular process. Sadly, if Llama loses steam after a year, and your business is now based on it, now you have to take a call, boss.
now that's a big problem.
So with open source, if you're a techie, I would prefer go for it. There is no doubt. You will always figure a way out. But sadly, if you're someone like me who wants to use tech to do something but not focus too much time in the tech, then for us, a lot of these tools or a lot of these smart guys who are built is we have to use this and see the use cases, what is happening.
Rupak, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Any closing note finally would you like to go? Now this is the
This is the final
real closing note.
Nothing, just connect with me. More than happy to see what beautiful work you have been doing with AI, how things you are progressing, and very open to sharing my view, my understanding, because it's a new era. If you catch up with it,
Right.
not only you will create good content, you will have freedom of time and money. And I'm sure freedom of time and money was the first thing that interested you in this creative field. So go ahead, learn AI. It's a good 3 months painful journey. But if you see 3 months from a span of next 30 years,
It's worth it.
It's worth it. Yeah, it's nothing in fact.
Thank you so much. So guys, this was conversation between me and Rupak Shah. Subscribe to me, and if you want to see more such interesting conversations, and stay tuned. Bye.